Hi, I'm Tyler Kelsch. I'm with Lake County Weed Department. We'll be speaking about skeleton weed today. So, skeleton weed is an invasive species located specifically here in Montana in the different counties. We're right here, Lake County. As you can see, surrounding counties have it. Not only does Montana have it, surrounding states have it. Wyoming, Idaho, North Dakota, those states have it. Other countries have it. So the habitat, rush skeleton weed prefers well-drained sandy rocks and soil. Where we primarily have it is in Pablo, which is smack dab right in the middle of Lake County. It's primarily in yards, pastures, some bigger fields. We mainly maintain the yards throughout the summer. Occasionally we'll go out to the bigger pastures about 30 miles east and we'll take care of those. We'll clip, bag, spray, and eliminate the plant from the pasture. It's commonly found growing along roadsides and pastures, rangelands, and grain fields. We do find it a lot when working in town of Pablo, roadsides, ditches, but mainly in yards, mainly in the drier yards. I occasionally can get into the greener kind of yards, but if it's well maintained by the property owner, then it usually won't show up. It favors disturbed land, such as areas subject to drought, overgrazing, or wildfires. Yes, it does like drier fields, although we do find it in greener pastures and greener yards, which we do take care of that. So it's a 50-50 with this plant. We're still trying to figure it out. Identifying rush skeleton weed. So I have a video here.
Hi, I'm Tyler Kelsch, and I'm with Lake County Weed, and today we're identifying rush skeleton weed, or Chandala juca. So if you come on in here, I'll show you what the plant looks like. So it's ranging from about 1 to 5 feet tall. Right down here at the bottom of the base of the plant, it's more of a basal leaf kind of structure with more of a taproot kind of system going. Here at the bottom of the stem here has reddish to purple, almost hairs pointing downward. It's a silkier, smooth kind of stem breaking off in about 3 to 5 inches. Usually it has buds right now, but we're a little earlier in the process. They come out more of a yellow and kind of dandelion flower. When seeding, these things can go about 7 miles in the wind. In order to land and regrow and seed out, they have to land within soil, sand, or silt within 24 hours.
So as you can see in that picture, there is a field over here where they're growing alfalfa. We're on the disturbed gravel here right next to a railroad track where a lot of the weeds grow. So yeah, we maintain and take care of that so none of the skeleton weed can disturb the pasture next to it. Skeleton weed impacts. I try to get some pictures of it, but hopefully you can see it in the video better. Rush skeleton weed is primarily problematic in rangelands in the Pacific Northwest, where it can reduce forage production and plant community diversity. It can also spread through crop fields and especially problematic in wheat and grain crops. So that's what we basically do, is try to prevent any surrounding areas with skeleton weed going into any wheat fields, alfalfa fields, any grain or crop fields. When it does get in there, it basically will take over. It will come into like big patches, about 10 to 20 feet of patches of skeleton weed, and it just basically ruins a lot. There will be some hay inspections this year we've gone through years past where we've had to deny farmers from selling their hay because it had rush skeleton weed in it, also Ventonata, which is a different invasive species. But yes, it's problematic in a lot of different areas. Management. Basically, there's different ways of managing it. One is mowing. It can help the biomass, reduce speed production, but it's not effective in killing the plant or harming the roots. So if people when we go to speak to people about this in town or in out of town where the plant is located, where we found it, if they don't want us spraying there, then we have to ask them, because it's harmful to surrounding areas around them with crop fields and pastures, to actually mow it or manage it in some way. Although mowing it, yes, stunts the growth a bit and stops it for a short amount of time. Once you mow a 6 to 8 inch plant, it'll cut off and it'll eventually will seed out. So where you cut one plant, 3 or 4 might grow later on next week, and it grows fairly fast. Another thing is herbicide control, which is we use 2,4-D. It's primarily above ground growth, which will stop that. So it will stunt the growth, which we do use 2,4-D, but then we also use a combination of one of these three, Tordon, Transline, or Milestone. We primarily use Milestone, and that provides better control over the roots and seeding. To give an example of how strong Milestone is, spraying one plant can eventually stop growth in a certain plant for 6 to 7 years. And so we mix it with 2,4-D to stop that initial growth and use the Milestone to eventually stop seeding there for years, which it works really great. Transline and Tordon is different chemicals, but it's all basically Milestone. Control rust skeleton weed. If you have any suspicion that you have found it or you think you found it, please contact us at Lake County Weed District Office, 406-883-7330. We're open from 8 to 5, Mondays through Fridays, and here's our address. Thank you very much.